And a pleasant good evening to you from Greg Mitchell Field inside Volney C. Asford Stadium on the campus of Missouri Valley College, where tonight we bring you Missouri Valley College lacrosse as the Vikings play host to the St Ambrose Fighting Bees. Good evening, everyone. I'm Chaz Matty, flying solo tonight, bringing you the first of what will be 3 broadcasts this weekend, this Easter weekend, of Missouri Valley Cross action. First, there's tonight's game against St Ambrose. Then on Saturday, we'll have a doubleheader for you, as we'll have both women's and men's action. The men will take on Ottawa University on what will be senior day and wrap up their season before heading into the conference tournaments. The teams are now lined up for the anthem as we'll get underway in a few minutes. I'll go through the starters quickly for the Vikings and then for the Fighting Bees. First, for Missouri Valley, number 1, a junior midfielder out of Orlando, Florida, Greg Ferrone. Number 3, Jake Berg, the face-off specialist from Snohomish, Washington. Number 9, Andrew Legg, a senior defenseman out of Vancouver, Washington. Number 12, Jairus Villarreal gets a start from Magnolia, Texas. He is in the spot of Tyler Wilkinson tonight, who's being held out because of a slight injury. Jack Smith, my broadcast partner from a month ago, is returns to the field. He is starting. He's a sophomore from Austin, Texas. Brendan Gallagher, a senior midfielder from Geneva, Illinois. Number 28, Alex Albrecht, the junior defenseman from Farmington, Minnesota. And number 33, Austin DeGrosse, is in goal from Apopka, Florida. And those are the Missouri Valley College starters. For St. Ambrose, we have number 4, Alex Burton, a senior defenseman from Fenton, Missouri. Dominic Digatano, a freshman defenseman from Aurora, Illinois. Josh Bales, a freshman faceoff specialist from Mukwanago, Wisconsin. Liam Griffin, a junior attacker or midi from Aurora, Illinois. Matt Madrill, a freshman from Castle Rock, Colorado. He is the Bees' leading scorer. Lewis Malillan is in goal. He's from Bolingbrook, Illinois, and I'll talk about him in great detail tonight. He is the number 1 goaltender in NAIA, and for a good reason. Number 24, Dan Tiemann, a senior from Alsip, Illinois. Number 33, Anthony Maciag, from a senior from Chicago, Illinois. Number 36, Jack Fetzner, a senior from Crystal Lake, Illinois. Number 42, Caleb Neff, a freshman attacker from Fallon, Illinois. And that is the starting lineup for the St. Ambrose Bees. St. Ambrose is led by Garrett Wimberly. He's in his first year as the head man for St. Ambrose. He comes from Virginia Military Institute, where there's a lot of good lacrosse out there. He's in his first year. One of the things that he talked about as St. Ambrose arrived at the field was providing a little bit of that structure that VMI had to St. Ambrose. It was a tough campaign a year ago for the Fighting Bees. So far on this year, they're 2-10, so there's a whole process of rebuilding. It's a program that is in its 4th year. Like Missouri Valley College, only the trajectories have been a little bit different for both teams. So Garrett is in the process of building something there, coming from Division I VMI. The Missouri Valley head coach is Kevin Zotaro. He's in his 4th season. His record is 53-9, and the Valley program from year 1 has been a success. Last year's national NAIA runner-up, losing late to Michigan Dearborn. This year, running strong, 9-1. The one loss was early in the season, the first game of the season, to NCAA Division II Rockhurst. In terms of the standings, NAIA standings doesn't amount to much of anything. So Valley has been a machine all season long, and as such, they started the season with the number 1 ranking, have held that number 1 ranking throughout the season. It's the unanimous number 1. A month ago we talked about this. That is the first number 1 ranking for any Missouri Valley College team since the 2004 men's wrestling team under Mike Malcol's 13 years ago. So the teams are lined up at midfield and are getting set for action here. 2 very good face-off specialists at the center X right now for both teams. Jake Berg, number 3 for Missouri Valley College, and Josh Bales, a freshman from Wisconsin, and they're also both among the leaders nationally in terms of face-off. So the Both coaches stressed possession of the ball right away, and we'll see here. This is a great matchup to follow all night long, and it's a ground ball, and it's picked up by no one yet. Still on the ground. Valley scoops it out and ultimately picked up by, still on the ground. Legg gets it. So, as you can see, quite a battle. Seconds elapsed before Southern finally gains control of it. And it's Albrecht running up the field. He will retreat back to his defense position, and then people will come on and off the field as the ball now moves to the left side. Owen Sorobi comes on as number 23, Brendan Gallagher, went off, and again, players are moving back and forth. Valley wearing orange with white numbers, orange shorts, white stripes. St Ambrose in navy blue with navy blue shorts, white numbers, and white helmets. And there's a shot and a score right off the bat for Owen Sorobi. 14:08 to go, and it's Sorobi from the left side who put it home, and Valley takes a 1-0 lead. Now we look at the replay on live stream, and Sorobi just basically charged around Anthony Maciog and put the ball by the goaltender. And talking with the St. Ambrose coach, he's very high on his goaltender, Malillan. And again, the number one goalie in the nation. He's made more saves than anyone. And this is Brendan Gallagher on the charge, and he shoots it just wide. Gallagher is one of two seniors on this Missouri Valley College team. That's Villarreal behind now, feeding it left side for Smith. Up now the high area, and Brian Barnes, who was one of the two leading goal scorers for Missouri Valley, on the charge. Barnes, left-handed shot, kicked away, and out the center, waiting for it. Ground ball, and scooped up by Sean Pendergast for St. Ambrose. Being harassed by Sorobi and knocked down by Alex Albrecht. Ball on the ground. Albrecht, it's in his feet. He scoops it up. 3 blue shirts around Albrecht. The ball comes free. Tossed high in the air. And then it's corralled by Ryan Barnes, and he rushes forward. A lot of blue shirts surrounding the orange. Ferrone from point blank. And that's stopped. So the first shot got through, and 2 good chances from Valley get denied. As here comes St. Ambrose on the attack. 1-0 Valley. We're just underway. 12:48 to play. And that ball is checked away by Dan Block. And Andrew Legg picks it up, and he'll shoot it across the side, across the field to the far side. And Valley will start upfield, across midfield now into the tag zone. In front, there's a shot, and I'm not sure if Malillan got a piece of it. But it goes out, and Valley will maintain possession. Smith now left wing, or ahead to Barnes. Barnes back to Aaron Longley just coming on. Longley with it now to the right side for Ferrone. Back to Longley. Ryan Barnes pointing out some directions. He'll shoot it left side for Smith. Smith goes behind the goal now, where that looks like Carson Brzezinski's back there. But Smith with it. Smith shot and a score. Good feed in front from Jack Smith. And it looks like Greg Ferrone on the score. And Valley takes a 2-0 lead. So one of the things I talked about with Coach Kevin Totaro before the start of the game was the return of Jack Smith to the lineup. He missed some time at the beginning of the season with a slight knee injury. And one of the things that Totaro said about Smith being back on the field is the amount of vision he has. Great field vision, great field IQ, and the number of assists he gets. Well, he gets one there as Ferrone puts it home at 11:51. Greg Ferrone from Jack Smith. And for Ferrone, that is goal number, I believe, 31 on the season. And it is. So Ferrone and Ryan Barnes coming in were the leading scorers for this Valley team, each with 30 goals. Ferrone with 7 assists, Barnes with 18 assists. And for the moment, it's Ferrone taking the lead with his 31st goal of the season. There's Ferrone putting a check on Tom Kelly. The Bees maintaining control, and they'll push it up now left side. That's Matt Madrill. Matt Madrill's the leading scorer for the Bees. And he has 19 goals on the season with 6 assists to be their points leader. Running down the left side is Tom Parker, a sophomore out of Fort Myers, Florida. And he'll work it back up top, and the Fighting Bees will reset. Right side now. Behind the net, there's Andrew Legg. Checking Caleb Neff. Neff to Parker. Parker gets around one person, feeds it up top to Austin Adams. Ball is loose. Legg able to catch it momentarily, puts it back on the ground, and he'll scoop up. Nope, checked away. Beautiful stick check by Jake Fetzner. And the Bees will take control momentarily, but Valley has it now as DeGrosse picks it up forward to Barnes. Barnes on a charge. Gets denied, and Valley will reset. Smith feeds it back to Brzezinski, hands it off to Barnes. Barnes back to Sorobi, now left side for Smith, who will head toward the goal line, and some players will rotate around. Villarreal comes out from behind the net. Ferrone moving right side to left. Kind of that same play they scored before. There's a shot that I don't know that Brzezinski got all of it or that he caught it cleanly, but Malillan comes away with it. And it's another chance for Valley that goes by the wayside. 2-0, 9:23 to go here in the first quarter. St Ambrose now with Madrill with it. He works behind the goal line, the left side, and he's being watched by Matt Heinzerling. Heinzerling stick checking. Ball comes free. Madrill goes back, picks it up. Matt Madrill, freshman again, leading scorer. He's from Castle Rock, Colorado. As the Fighting Bees work it back up top, and that's Tom Kelly with it now. Kelly back below the goal line for Caleb Neff. Neff right side. And they'll work it around as Valley fanning in that defense. That's number 14, Nick Cooper. Snuck in a low slot there for a second. He comes up high and has it now. No one to pass to, so he'll work it back up top to the right side. And Tom Kelly. Kelly being watched by number 5, Luke Burridge. And the ball goes long, stays with the Fighting Bees. Neff below the goal line with Legg on him. Work toward the goal. 2 people on him now, 2 orange shirts. Still there, and oh, what a fantastic opportunity, but gets denied by Austin DeGrosse. Here comes Valley now working the right side. That's Alex Albrecht with it. He'll get it ahead to Ferrone by the goal line. Down below to Villarreal. Villarreal left side, Jack Smith. Smith gets it up top to Brandon Rice. And Valley will change some players on the fly and get the offense set back up. St. Ambrose changes also. Rice to Aaron Longley. Now to Ben Boyer in for the first time. Below to Villarreal. Ferrone on the doorstep of the crease. But there are 2 blue shirts around him, and Brandon Rice will pull it back by the logo, and they'll go on the attack. Running now right side. There's a shot deflected out front. Didn't get through. Ferrone picks it up. Finds Boyer up top, and Boyer scores. Ben Boyer puts it home, and it's a 3-0 Valley lead. 7:08 to play in the first quarter. Ben Boyer takes the feed from Greg Ferrone and put it in. and not a whole lot Malil could do. Good vision by Greg Ferrone. There were 3 blue shirts around him as you're looking on the live stream replay. And a timeout called by St. Ambrose. 7:08 to play. It's 3-0. Again, the scoring started right away with Owen Sorobi on a charge on the left side. Greg Ferrone on a great feed from Jack Smith from behind the net. He was on the left side of the crease and put it in. And then that one, Ben Boyer, just onto the field, makes it a 3-0 game here a little more than midway through the first quarter. Some other Missouri Valley notes to pass along. This live stream that you are enjoying tonight comes courtesy of the Mass Communication Department, which is a part of the Communications, Humanities, and Human Services Division of Missouri Valley College. This broadcast is meant for the private use of our audience. Any retransmission of their content without the express written consent of Missouri Valley College is prohibited. Have to get that out of the way, but I do want to note that the crew, including camera people, Chris Wallace and Justin Schaefer, are award winners. Missouri Broadcast Educators Association named its 2016 awards recently, and the multi-camera live event shoot was an award we won for the broadcast that the Viking Sports Network did for men's basketball against Baker University last fall. Chris and Justin were part of that crew, and congratulations to both of them on a award-winning broadcast. And that is all part of our mass communications operation here. We have students on the entire crew tonight manning the camera. Jimena Padilla is directing, Juliana Doyle running the graphics, and Mateus Marino is doing some associate directing. All students taking care of this broadcast tonight, and a good crew it is from the Missouri Valley College Mass Communications Department. Jake Berg wins this face-off as we resume play and gets it ahead to Jack Smith. And now it's Brendan Gallagher, feeds it behind, but a little bit too far for Villarreal. Who'll bring it back in. Some orange shirts going off and on the field as Ryan Barnes to the now left side. He feeds it back to Sorobi, gets it ahead to Smith, who'll work it behind the net for Jairus Villarreal. Left side or right side now for Ferrone, the latest goal scorer for Valley. He feeds it to Sorobi, who'll get it now back to Barnes. Barnes chasing. 3 blue shirts converge on him. There's a shot from the left side, blocked by Malillan and picked up by Alex Burton. And St. Ambrose will try to clear, dropped momentarily. 2 orange shirts converging. And as it rolls along the far sideline, gets across midfield and goes out of bounds, and the ball gets turned over to Missouri Valley. Barnes with it. Over now to Sorobi. Sorobi doing a little spinorama there. Gets by one person, shot, and a score. And Malillan is mad at himself, but Sorobi kind of bounced it in, and it's now a 4-0 game, 5:53 to play, as Owen Sorobi gets his second goal of the game for Missouri Valley. Sorobi coming off the last game for Valley was an 18-5 win against St. Mary. Sorobi had 3 goals and an assist in that one, so his hot scoring ways continue. Owen Sorobi came in to the season 29 goals with 2. He now ties Ferrone for the team lead. So there's fantastic scoring for this Missouri Valley College team, and that is one of the strengths that Kevin Totaro mentioned, is that it is a balanced scoring attack. It's a very deep scoring attack, and there are many people that can hit the back of the net from all sorts of positions on the field. I mentioned Ferrone with now 31 goals, Ryan Barnes with 30, Tyler Wilkinson, who's not playing tonight, has 17, Jack Smith with 11 in his abbreviated season, Carson Brzezinski with 26, and now Sorobi with 31 to go with 10 assists for the young man from Winnipeg. Brandon Rice with it, feeds it back. That's Ben Boyer. Left side to Smith, now behind the net, Villarreal to Greg Ferrone, right goal line extended. He's looking for Longley. Longley is a freshman from Manchester, England, playing on this Valley Lacrosse team. Boyer back to the logo. On the rush. Two blue shirts try to feed it through to Smith. Ball was knocked down. Smith picks up the ground ball, and Valley maintains possession. Possession time crucial for both these teams. Both coaches stressed it before the game, and so far the lion's share of possession time has gone to Missouri Valley. Rice back to Boyer, and he'll get it across to Longley, back to Boyer, and Valley will set up a rush. Everyone kind of pinching in now. That's Rice. Cross field behind Ferrone, a little wide, and not much Ferrone could do with that, and the ball goes over to St. Ambrose. Burton will bring it in, and he'll give it to Louis Malillan, the sophomore from Bolingbrook, Illinois, the #1 netminder in Division I NAIA. And so far, he's given up 4. Working toward the high slot, now feed right side behind the net. There's a feed out. The Fighting Bees tighten their little circle a little bit. There's a left-handed shot that DeGrosse puts away. Leg comes up with it. Leg being chased by Nick Cooper. Cooper's trying to stick check. Leg pulls it back, and Valley will kind of reset. Decent chance for St. Ambrose, but DeGrosse was able to turn it aside. The freshman from Apopka, Florida. Jack Smith with it, hands it off to Barnes. Barnes will rush that left side. Gets checked by Austin Adams. Ball on the ground now for Smith. Ooh, Smith thought about pulling the trigger. Can't, feeds it in front for Roan. Couldn't hold on to it. Out to Sorobi now as the ball is loose in front. And Valley maintains possession. We'll pull it back out. And you can see that vision of Smith that Kevin Totaro talked about. Went on a rush, thought about shooting, didn't shoot, pulled it back. Found a cutting for Verone momentarily. And so Verone was open, just it wasn't clean. That's, and there's Jack Smith cutting to the middle and firing it home. It's 5-0 with 2:01 to play here in the first quarter. And for Jack Smith, that is his 12th goal on the season. He missed the first couple games of the season with a little bit of a bum knee. Didn't join the Valley team until the Cumberlands game during the Missouri Valley College spring break week, which was in the second full week of March. So it's 5-0 now, 2:01 to play. Berg against Bales, and on the ground, and ground ball gets picked up by Dan Block as both Berg and Bales go off. And so far, the face-off battles have been won by Berg. Barnes with it as Gallagher gets onside and heads off, and Valley makes some changes. Rolls it along. That's Owen Sorobi. He'll scoop it up, and Valley will set up the offense. Barnes, as players rotate around, now gets below the goal. As he and Carson Brzezinski kind of set up. There's a shot from a sharp angle that gets kicked aside. It may have hit the post. Smith picks it up, and Valley will restart. Possession stays with Valley, so I'm guessing Malillan did get a lot of that. as it was turned aside by the Bees. Smith with it along the goal line. Now feeds it back up to Brzezinski to Barnes. Barnes being watched by Maciog. Now below to Carson Brzezinski. Brzezinski looking for a cutter. Has Sorobi flash in front, but nicely blocked by, looks like, Tom Kelly. In front, now the ball's loose. Smith chasing after it. Alex Burton racing after it. And it goes to St Ambrose. Long pass to Maciog, and they'll push the offensive zone. Running the right side now. Gets cut off by Matt Heinzling. There's a pass in front that looked like it was headed for a cutter, and Caleb Neff couldn't quite control it when it got by. And it will go to Valley, and Albrecht gets it ahead to DeGrosse, who was way across midfield. And that's the end of the first quarter. 5-0 is the score. Missouri Valley leads on a pair of goals by Owen Sorobi, individual tallies by Greg Ferrone, Ben Boyer, and Jack Smith. 5-0, back in a minute on the Viking Sports Network. As we move to the second quarter, it's 5-0 Missouri Valley College, and a big thanks to everyone at Marshall, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram for providing transportation for Ken Chiava, the voice of the Vikings, and Joe All when they make their road trips, especially for football and basketball to all points across the Heart of America Athletic Conference. And so when the Viking Sports Network is on the road, Marshall, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram takes care of Ken and Joe with transportation, and we greatly appreciate their efforts in helping bring Missouri Valley College sports to everyone at home. Getting set for the second period of action, there was Missouri Valley College softball in action today. The softball team fell at home twice to Clark. Once in the first game, the score of 9-7, they had the bases loaded in the bottom of the last frame before that rally fell short, and they dropped the second game 4-1. Baseball is in action tomorrow. Ken Chiava will have that audio for you live on Stretch Internet as part of the moval.edu experience. Click Listen Live, and it will take you to the baseball games on tomorrow. No classes tomorrow for Missouri Valley College. The school is off for Good Friday and the beginning of a slightly smaller second spring break for all the students here, and classes are back on Monday as that ball is mishandled by Kelly, and Smith picks it up, fires it, he gets it home. Odd man rush for Missouri Valley College on the turnover right shy of midcourt. Jack Smith picked it up, and he gets his second goal of the game at 14:36 of the second. And there was not a whole lot that the Fighting Bee defense could do, and it was all or nothing for goaltender Louis Malillan. And it's now a 6-0 Viking lead. Berg keeps control, and Bale's not on the faceoff for that. That was number 22, Gabe Whalen. on the draw for St. Ambrose. Once again, possession, huge thing. Berg, an All-American a year ago, as the face-off specialist for Valley, and is doing a fantastic job again this year in maintaining control and keeping possession for the Vikings. Berg, that shot goes high and wide. Berg is coming into today's game. It's 120 out of 177, so 120 and 57 in terms of draws for basically a 68% success rate at the mark. Barnes up top, feeds it now, that's right side, Sorobi, down behind the goal for Ferrone. Nope, that's Villarreal. There was a 2 buried there. Left side now for Brzezinski. Brzezinski, oh, there's a shot and a fantastic pass and a goal by Greg Ferrone. He gets his second goal of the night. Kind of a delayed reaction. The pass was so precise and Ferrone's shot was so quick, I'm not sure many people saw it, but Greg Ferrone at 13:20 puts it home, his second of the evening, and it's a 7-0 Missouri Valley College lead. And so for Ferrone, that is his 32nd goal of the season on a fantastic pass from Carson Brzezinski. And Berg with it as he wins again. Pendergast was there with him. He gets it to Smith. Smith now to Rice. And he'll drop it off for Longley. Longley now to Ferrone. Below for Villarreal to Smith. Smith, without pulling the trigger, has a man in front. That's Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher couldn't do anything with it. 2 blue shirts converge on him. And Gallagher now retreats. And looks like Boyer comes back into the offensive zone. Villarreal with it. No one really in front. And Boyer now in that left side for Smith. Smith back to Rice. Rice now on the charge. Gets checked once. Gets checked twice. He shoots and scores. And there was a flag down. Rice with the goal. And it's 8-0 with 12:18 to play. And so not only is the score 8-0, but St. Ambrose is going to be down a man as they have a player in the box, and I can't quite see the number across the field for whom it is. So Brandon Rice with the tally, and 12-17. Valley makes it 8-0 as that shot is wide. And again, the field is tilted, and Missouri Valley College is playing downhill. Sorobi to Brzezinski, back to Sorobi. Right side now below for, looks like Barnes was with it. And that's a shot and a score. Jack Smith, I believe, with the goal at 11:43. And the snowball is quickly becoming an avalanche for the Missouri Valley College Vikings. So Smith with a hat trick. As he fired it past Malilla, 9-0 is the score. And offside for Valley. Ball goes to St. Ambrose. Maciog with it. Right side now. That's Madrill. Cross away. Now going to run the left goal line. And he'll get it back to Madrill, who will feed it to Caleb Neff. Ooh, a high pass. Neff, nice job to come down with it. Neff gets stick checked. Ball's on the ground. Leg, putting all kinds of pressure on him. And Neff stepped out of bounds. The ball goes to Valley. Neff knew it. In his defense, there are a lot of lines down there. This field gets used by football, by soccer, by men's and women's lacrosse. That's both soccer teams, men's and women's soccer. So there are a number of markings on the field. And the second Neff looked at his foot, he knew right away, up went his head, that a little bit of frustration that it was a turnover. And Valley would be back on offense. Brandon Rice with it. Gave it to Brzezinski momentarily, but got it back. And he'll now work left side to Smith, who's now going to run behind the goal. Two orange shirts back there. That's Rice joining him, looking for a cutter. Ferrone tried, couldn't get there. There's a feed in front, and it wasn't handled cleanly. Malillan will grab it, and St. Ambrose will try to clear. And the ball's on the ground again. Here comes Longley on the rush. 3-on-2. Running around, kind of a screen, gets to Brzezinski. Brzezinski pulling behind Ferrone. Just stood there and let 5 people go by him. And the rush gets stopped. Smith will hold. And Valley will kind of set up the play. Smith goes to that right side. Now we'll run back to the logo. And that will start the rush. 9:25 to play, second quarter. 9-0 Valley. Smith, he with 3 goals, feeds Brzezinski, who tries to shoot it, and that gets deflected out in front. And it's picked up by Austin Adams, and here comes St. Ambrose. That's Madrill looking for help as he's being watched by Alex Albrecht, and Albrecht, it's Matt Heingeling, 18, not 28. Madrill using the official as a screen with Heingeling going back and forth. It's like playing tag with a 5-year-old all of a sudden, where you just kind of chase each other around a table. But gets set back up top. And that's number 18, Liam Griffin with it now. And that's Alex Albrecht. And Albrecht loves to stick check. And a stick check knocks it loose, and that's Albrecht with it now, charging into the offensive zone. Here he comes. Feed right in front. Oh, a fantastic. That was deflected out in front. And Dominic Gicitano was the person who got a stick on it that kept it out. But Carson Brzezinski was right there on the doorstep on a fantastic feed. Smith with it now behind. And they'll work it up top to Ryan Barnes. Barnes will hand it off. That's Jairus Villarreal back onto the field. Barnes with it now. Sorobi also back on as Boyer and someone else headed off the field. There's a pass that gets deflected out in front, knocked down, but Barnes will scoop it up again, and Valley will reset. 7:30 to play. There's a hand off to Smith. Smith looking for Ferrone, cutting in front. That goes wide and was a little bit behind him. The ball gets turned over to St. Ambrose. And here come the Fighting Bees. Again, stick checking everywhere. Thomas Parker gets it ahead to Madrill. Madrill, the leading goal scorer. for St. Ambrose. That's now left side. And Jared Morgan, a sophomore out of Imperial, Missouri. Albrecht over there doing some trenching. And it's picked up by Legg, who's going to run that right side. Legg gets it to the slot. Oh, look at a fantastic feed in front. Not quite clean, as looks like Donnie Simon couldn't quite catch it cleanly. But it was a good rush by Valley, and that was one of the things that St. Ambrose did not want to let Valley do, was get a lot of speed and work in transition. Wanted to make them work for the goals that the Vikings were going to get. And that ball's on the ground, a turnover again knocked free. Brendan Gallagher kind of golfs at it. St. Ambrose with it now, and they'll try to feed up that like a touch pass ahead to Madrill, Madrill, who couldn't quite get it cleanly. And there's Smith. Smith on the rush. Feeds it, shot high. And Villarreal now to Gallagher. Gallagher bounces it to Barnes. And players go off and on for Missouri Valley, and it's turned over. Tom Kelly with it to Madrill. And a timeout on the field. St. Ambrose will use their second timeout. And we have a stop in the action, 5:37 to go here in the half. A brief recap of the scoring. Owen Serobi got things started, followed by Greg Ferrone. A couple minutes later, Ben Boyer. Then Serobi for his second. Jack Smith, his first tally at 2:01. It was 5-0 at the end of one. Second period scoring. Smith is second at 14:36. Ferrone, his second, 13:20. Brandon Rice, his first of the game at 12:18. And then Jack Smith at 11:43 of the second period. 9-0 Vikings. Only one penalty in the game so far. And that went against the Fighting Bees. So, in terms of scoring, again, the balance continues. Balance and depth continues for the Vikings. Ferrone with 2 goals tonight. It's coming off a 4-goal performance the other day against St. Mary in an 18-5 win. That game was 4-4 after the first quarter, and Valley outscored them 6-0 in the second, 3-1 in the third, and 5-0 in the final period of that one. That was the Valley's last game on April 8th, which was last Saturday morning last Saturday at Missouri Valley College. Ferrone scored 4. Ryan Barnes scored 7 in that game. A ferocious game for Barnes. Barnes so far has not tallied a goal. I don't believe has an assist, as Matt Madrill gets to the top. Now the St. Ambrose tries working that left side. That's Jake Berg guarding, and it gets fed to Adams. Adams now right side for Madrill. Madrill trying to get around Albrecht. Can't do it. Left side, there's a cutter along the goal line. The pass goes wide. And Missouri Valley gets it. Neff couldn't quite control it. The pass is a little bit low. DeGrosse runs forward with it, looking for a long pass. And he'll settle, and Albrecht behind him, shouting directions. Austin DeGrosse racing forward. And a shot and a score. And it's now 10-0 with 4:37 to go. So Andrew Legg gets the goal for Missouri Valley at 4:37. So DeGrosse the leg for Valley's 10th goal of the half. And there's two names you don't often associate if you're following Missouri Valley College lacrosse with being, we're spending a whole lot of time in the attack zone, as again the ball will go to St Ambrose on the faceoff. Andrew Legg, not one of Valley's goal-scoring defensemen, as two orange shirts hack the ball out, and Gallagher now working on an illegal screen there, I think that came from Dan Block. And St. Ambrose will have possession. Whistles everywhere. And it's like Garrett Wimberly is having a conversation with the official on the far side there by the bench. And Wimberly does not look especially happy with the way that conversation went. 10-0 the score. It is B-ball. And now they're going to bring the ball forward. That's what they're going to do. And they wind and play. And again, it gets checked away, and Valley will take possession. Another turnover for St. Ambrose. Here comes Brzezinski. Brzezinski on the rush, looking for Villarreal up top. Villarreal is covered, and Brzezinski just hangs on to it. Now working left goal line extended. Now behind, over to Owen Sorobi. There's a pass or a shot from the sharp angle. That was wide. Barnes with it. Nowhere really to go. And he gets it back to Sorobi. A little spinorama, left-handed feed to Brzezinski. Didn't get, well, that was deflected out front. And it looks like .25. It looks like Nick Stewart took the worst of that. Went down for a second, then hopped up. Yep, 29 that would have been. Max Solsendi, who deflected that Brzezinski shot. St. Ambrose with it. That's Digitano, who brings it across, and then he hands it off and retreats back to the defensive area and whistles. And a flag is down about the 35-yard line. Ferrone heading off, Berg heading on. Sorobi and Barnes both heading off. Well, there's no one in the box, so. Nope, Ferrone in the box. It is Ferrone in the box. He goes off. So Valley short-handed for the time being. That pass not handled cleanly by Tom Parker. But they maintain possession. There's a shot from the left side and a score. Goal by St. Ambrose with 2:11 to play in the half. And it looks like it's Jared Morgan with that goal from the left side. So for Morgan, the sophomore out of Imperial, he gets the Fighting Bees on the board. It's 10-1 with 2:11. Valley with it. Smith, left side. Now behind, Villarreal hands off and gets it to Ferrone. Back to Smith. Up top for Barnes. Barnes goes that left goal line. Tries to find Brzezinski on front in the doorstep of the crease. He's not there. Sorobi kind of flashed in front. Not open. And Barnes is going to track it himself. He shoots and he scores. Ryan Barnes makes the advantage 10 again with 1:13 to go. Barnes looking for the helper. Couldn't find anything there, decided to take it himself. And for Ryan Barnes, his first of the night, his 31st on the year. And so with 1:13, it's 11-1 for Missouri Valley. I was looking up the stats for St. Ambrose. And for 32, Jared Morgan. And that was his 5th goal of the season. And Tyler Wollenberg on the faceoff wins that against Bales. And he'll feed it down to Villarreal. Final minute of the first half as Barnes comes streaking back onto the field. He pulls up, tripped over the 26-yard line, maintained his balance, and now gets it to Jack Smith. And timeout called by Missouri Valley with 46 seconds even on the clock. Valley uses one of its timeouts. So for Missouri Valley College, running through the schedule and the results, again, they're coming off a 21-3 win at Clark on the 29th of March. They also have a victory against St. Mary, the University of St. Mary, on April 8th. That was a 18-5 win. And going through they lose Lawrence Tech 22-8, beat Lindenwood Belleville 21-1, beat Benedictine 19-3, going back a few weeks since the last broadcast we have had. Again, Valley 9-1, the one loss to Division II, NCAA Division II Rockhurst, way back in early February. Since the crux of the season began, Valley has been unstoppable. Again, the number one team in the nation is the Missouri Valley Vikings. For St. Ambrose, 2-10 on the year. Their wins came against common foes. with Missouri Valley. As they beat Asbury University, which was actually our first broadcast way back on March 3rd. They beat Asbury University 6-4, and then on April 2nd beat Lindenwood Belleville 8-3. So those are the two wins. Barnes shoots and scores, running the right slot. And so for Barnes, he gets his second. And no sooner do I mention that he has been held scoreless in the span of 40 seconds. He gets his first and second goals of the evening for Barnes. It's goal number 32. Comes with 38.2 seconds to go in the half. It's now 12-1 Missouri Valley College. As we get ready to wrap up the first half. 12-1 the score. And Wollenberg loses this one to Bales. Bales tried to pass it and it was knocked down by Luke Burridge, freshman out of Stillwater, Minnesota. A huge Minnesota contingent on this Valley team. That's a high pass that kind of goes by everyone. And it's a turnover. And time for St Ambrose to maybe get one more attempt as that pass gets deflected out of bounds by Donnie Simon, number 15, for Valley. 10.4 to go. And here comes St Ambrose. Matt Madrill with it with 7. Madrill going right side, getting watched by Heinzerling. Feeds him out in front, not caught by Pendergast. And that ends the first half. 12-1 is the score. We'll take a short timeout, 10 minutes on the halftime clock. I'll be back with about 2 minutes to go on the halftime clock to give you some halftime stats. You're listening to Missouri Valley College Lacrosse on the Viking Sports Network. Just about 2.5 to go before the end of half. Read through some halftime stats for you. The first half, or first quarter, it was a 5-0 Viking lead. Vikings got 7 in the second to 1 for St Ambrose in that second frame. Shots by period, Valley with 14 in the first, 15 in the second. St Ambrose with 3 in the first, just the 1 in the second. And the 1, of course, hit the back of the net. So Valley out shooting St Ambrose 29-4. In terms of saves, St Ambrose has made 7. Valley's made 1 ground balls by period. 16 in the first for Valley, 15 in the second. St Ambrose 7-4, so 31-11. The advantage for Valley. St Ambrose 4 first period turnovers, first quarter turnovers, 7 second quarter turnovers, 11 total. Valley with 2, 4, and 6 total. Face-offs by period. Valley and St Ambrose were split. The first one's 3 of 6 for each. That second period was 6 of 9. St Ambrose 3 of 9. So Valley has 9 and 6 overall in draws for the game so far. Extra man opportunity. St Ambrose was 1 for 1 with the extra man, and that came on that goal in the second quarter. Scoring: Greg Ferrone, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 shots. They have the 1 penalty. It lasted 30 seconds. Andrew Legg, a goal, his 1 point, 1 shot. Jack Smith, 3 goals, 1 assist, 4 points on 4 shots. Brandon Gallagher, 3 shots but no scoring. Ben Boyer, a goal on his only shot. Ryan Barnes, 2 goals, 1 assist. He has taken 7 shots. Carson Brzezinski has an assist. Go with his 4 shots. Owen Sorobi, 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 shots. And Brandon Rice, a goal on 2 shots. For St. Ambrose, the 1 goal comes from, they gave it to Austin Adams, who was the goal scorer. I believe I said it was Jared Morgan, but Austin Adams with credit for the goal on his 1 shot. And an assist comes from Tom Parker on that 1 goal. And Ferrone was called for slashing faceoffs. And Jake Berg, 7 of 12. Josh Bale, 6 of 12. Dan Tiemann, 0 for 1. And Tyler Wollenberg, 2 for 3 as we get set to go. As we are underway here in quarter number 3. And St. Ambrose with control. And that's Madrill with it. And he'll feed it back to number 14, Nick Cooper. And it gets up top now, and that is your goal scorer, Austin Adams, with it. Now right side along the goal line. And that is Madrill. Back up top, there's Austin Adams. And he's trying to get around Brendan Gallagher and is unable to do so. And they'll work it back up top. And a little spin around and the ball comes free as Pendergast loses it. Dan Block tried picking it up. He can't do it. Bodies everywhere. And Pendergast comes away with it and gets it to Madrill. Block chasing. Madrill pulls it around. And the Fighting Bees will reset. A couple bodies down low for St. Ambrose. As there's a shot, and DeGrosse had to go to his knees to save that. A little hockey butterfly action to keep that one out of the net. And Valley has it as Gallagher comes forward. Gallagher, one of the 2 seniors on the team, Ferrone the other one. And Alex Albrecht in the attack zone. He throws it up and loses it eventually out of bounds, and the ball will go over to St. Ambrose. And Jake Fetzner will trigger it in. Two orange shirts watching with drill. Albrecht, and he's going to go off. Albrecht and Heinzerling are both watching Matt Madrill, and Albrecht will get called for the flag, and he'll take the long jog across the field over to the penalty area, and Valley will be down a man for the second time this evening. There's Morgan to Adams. Back up top, that's Tom Parker. Parker had it momentarily. Block is there. DeAndre Parks also giving some pressure. And Valley comes away with it. And DeGrosse forward now, right side for Legg. Legg to for a low pass that gets by Ferrone. Ferrone says he should have had it. But the pass was in his feet, so. And Digitano will work it forward now, right side, and the ball skips free and could not be held in, and Missouri Valley will bring it back in. Albrecht still in the box. And another flag behind the play. Barnes with it now. And the ref not only throwing flags, dropped his hat. There's a shot that's wide of the net, out of bounds to Valley, and with the whistle, a conversation with Garrett Wimberly, and it looks like Austin Adams, number 7, is, well, he's heading off, but it's going to be, I can't read the number from here. It's crossed up, but it's Valley now with the man advantage. Albrecht out of the box. He's back on the defensive side of the field. The Valley huddle. And they will get set to run their offense up a man. And the whistle, and we go. And that's Ferrone with it now. Got received it from Longley. Barnes up top. There's a looking in the slot, left side. There's a, Barnes faked the shot. There's a cutter from Carson Brzezinski. The ball was bounced, and Malillan was there for the deflection. Barnes, once again, Barnes tries to bounce it to Ferrone, who was right on the doorstep, and that goes out. Ferrone couldn't tap it in, and St Ambrose will bring it up. Tom Kelly splits a double team. The ball is on the ground and kicked forward. And now it's in that far right corner across. And he steps out of bounds. Heinzling gave a nice little shove and a little Superman action there for Pendergast as he went flying out of bounds. Couldn't save it. Ball goes over to Valley. And Sorobi with it. To Ferrone, right side. Back to Sorobi. As Dan Tiemann watches him. Barnes, left side now for Carson Brzezinski to Jairus Villarreal. Villarreal usually homesteads behind the net, but here he is at the just south of the logo. And he'll begin the rush. And he gets hit by Dominic Digitano. And there's a shot from Owen Sorobi that gets deflected out by Malillan. High pass couldn't be controlled. Ball is free. And it is picked up by Pendergast. Pendergast rushing is a 3-on-2. There's a shot off the post. It got by DeGrosse. but it hit the post and came out. Albrecht scooped it up, and he feeds it ahead to Dan Block. Dan Block now right side. And Block looking for Ferrone, and then eventually gets it to him as Alex Burton cut him off, and now Albrecht and Block will head back to the defensive positions, and Sorobi and Barnes will come onto the field. But right now, it's Jack Smith behind the goal to the shot. That's wide, and that was Barnes sneaking in from the left side, who fired that just wide. 9:25 to play. It's 12-1, Missouri Valley. Smith looking for Cutter. Can't find anyone now. That's Eric Butson that comes out and guards him. Here's Villarreal. There's a shot that's high and wide to the left side, and Villarreal gets dumped by Maciog. And on the restart, Owen Sorobi puts it in from the right side. Quick attack. And with 9:01, it's 13-1, Missouri Valley College. For Sorobi, that is his third goal of the game.
Goal scored by number 45, Owen Sorobi.
And now Sorobi on the season. With his 32nd goal. As Wollenberg faces off against Bales. Bales with it gets knocked down by Tyler Wollenberg. Out comes the flag, and Wollenberg looks at the ref, gives a little nod, and he heads off to the penalty area and takes a knee. So third penalty on the Vikings. The Fighting Bees are 1 for 2 with the man advantage. And with 8:55 to go, perhaps a chance for St. Ambrose to build some momentum. And that's what Garrett Wimberly talked about before the game, building some momentum with the program. Again, he's from VMI, had some success as a club coach at the University of Memphis, named Coach of the Year there. There's a shot, saved by DeGrosse, picked up by Legg. And that was one of the better offensive sets that St. Ambrose has run this evening. But there's Brendan Gallagher and a whistle. And probably offside on Valley, and St. Ambrose with it. And there's a flag. Another flag. A second flag as Valley just going to pile up a bunch of laundry. So we know, let's see, Gallagher's going to go off for his check. I believe Ferrone's going to go off for a slash. He's kind of heading that way for when the whistle stops. And right now, that is Nick Cooper running with it. He gets his stick knocked out of his hand by Andrew Legg. Ball still bouncing around. Tom Parker with it. And he'll try to run an offense against Barnes. Significant height advantage there for Barnes. Two flags on the field. So another man advantage, or a couple man advantage, two-man advantage coming up for St. Ambrose once Valley gains control. And there's Parker getting knocked down by Barnes, and then a nice little Gordie Howe hip check to Austin Adams in the meantime. But Gallagher taking a nice little stroll to the side, and who is the second flag? Barnes heading off. I only see one person in the box. Did he earn them both? Timeout by St. Ambrose. It's 13-1 in favor of the Vikings. So Gallagher may have committed 2 infractions there. So once again, some notes from earlier today. Softball played against Clark University at Indian Foothills Park and dropped both of those games 9-7. That game went down to the last of the final inning, and the Valley had the bases loaded, could not push the tying runs home. Dropped that one 9-7, and then dropped the second game 4-1. Tomorrow, as part of our continuing Viking Sports Network coverage, we'll have baseball for you. That is a stretch internet platform, but again, accessible through moval.edu. Click the Listen Live button to catch Missouri Valley baseball action. Tomorrow, Ken Chiava will have that for you as well. I'll be back here Saturday for 2 games. Missouri Valley College women play in the opener at 11 o'clock, and then the men wrap up their season against Ottawa Saturday afternoon. So double headers tomorrow and Saturday, and from the Viking Sports Network and Viking Athletics. 6:53 to go. 13-1 is our score. A couple hat tricks in this game. Owen Sorobi with 3 goals. Jack Smith with 3 goals. Additional goals by we have 2 from Ferrone, Greg Ferrone, 2 from Ryan Barnes. He scored his in the last 90 seconds of the first half. And additional goals from Ben Boyer, Andrew Legg as well. St Ambrose now working with 2 people in the box, and it is Ferrone over there who is in there. There's a shot that goes wide left. And DeGrosse wins the race, and Valley will bring it in. Ahead to Barnes. And Valley down 2. Work to kill some time now. Ferrone comes onto the field. His penalty is expired. Gallagher still in the penalty box, and Barnes content to let the clock tick down. Less than 6 minutes to go now in the third quarter. Barnes holding, and Dan Tiemann content to watch him. And they'll work it over now, left side. That's Jack Smith getting the feed from Brzezinski to Ferrone. Now Owen Sorobi on the right wing side of Barnes to Brzezinski. Villarreal to Ferrone. And Valley likes this counterclockwise. Little passing rotation. Barnes, a shot, and he scores. He kind of snuck in behind Dan Tiemann and in front of Dominic Digitano. And when Sorobi found Barnes, Barnes just spun around, and he gets his 3rd goal of the evening at 5:22. And it's now a 14-1 lead.
By number 8, Ryan Barnes.
Barnes did have an assist in the first half, so he's added to his point total on the season. Barnes now with 33 goals, 19 assists. So he's past the 50-point plateau on the season as they face off again, and that's Berg against Bales, and Bales wins this one cleanly. And Heinzerling is watching Matt Madrill. Heinzling uses that long stick. Tough to get around him. Heinzling has some size to him. Up top now, running left, is Pendergast. And that's Albrecht on him. And Pendergast doing a good job of cradling the ball away from all of his checks. There's a flag down on the field. Oh, they're going to get blocked. And the ball now free. Brendan Gallagher couldn't corral it, but it eventually is. Touched by and control gained by Missouri Valley. And it's Albrecht going off. So another man advantage for St. Ambrose. And here they come. Tom Parker gets it back. Now fed Nick Cooper. Cooper to Austin Adams. Back to Parker. Parker, high pass. Gets the Gruss out of the goal mouth. But in the crease, and the ball goes over to Valley. And a feed to Barnes running. A little high for him. On the ground still. And Adams eventually comes away with it, scooping up before Ferrone could get there. There's another high pass that is caught. A nice job of catching it by Pendergast. Pendergast looking. Albrecht still in the penalty area. Now left side for Cooper. Cooper getting checked by DeAndre Parks. And there's a feed that goes wide in front, being chased by Kelly, being chased by DeGrosse. And DeGrosse picks it up, and he will loft it forward for Dan Block, who spins around a player. And he's now on the attack. There's Villarreal right in front. Oh, deflected. I think he got the post. I'm not sure. Malilla never saw it. Ferrone couldn't corral it. Here comes Barnes. Barnes racing as a guy behind his tail. And that was Jake Fetzer, who was trying to run Barnes down from behind. And Valley maintains control, and they will now reset. Sorobi with it, left wing. Sorobi, look like he was going to fake a pass. Ball still loose. It kind of bounced around in front. Had some spin on it. And Malillan eventually took the big butterfly net, captured it before it rolled across the goal line. And the Vikings come away with nothing on that trip. Just about 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And Gigitano running forward now left side. And Legg will check him. He feeds it back to Nick Cooper. Cooper up top to Gabe Whalen. Whalen trying to get around Dan Block. He can't do it. Pulls back. And now goes left side for Pendergast. No, that's not Pendergast. That is... Well, the ball's back up top now for Morgan. Still working that far side. Look, a nice feed and a shot coming from number 14, Nick Cooper. The shot goes wide. The Fighting Bees maintain control. Cooper gets it back up high. And it gets fed to Whalen. Whalen, again, trying to work around Block. There's a feed that's too wide for Madrill. And it goes over to Valley. Block brings it in to Gross, running forward, lobs it ahead to Brendan Gallagher. Gallagher running to the middle of the field, fakes a pass and will drop it off for Smith, who touches it back to Aaron Longley. And he plays catch with Ferrone for a second as Vikings change on the fly. Ben Boyer back on the field. Over to Brandon Rice. Rice down to Jack Smith and behind the net to Villarreal to Ferrone. Valley really has no one in position in front of the net, and they'll kind of work it around as Longley feeds it to Boyer. Back over to Rice. Rice to Smith to Villarreal. Looking. And Ferrone and Villarreal play. Then they were kind of reverse as Smith hits Boyer. Boyer gets it back by the logo to Rice. Rice took a couple steps forward, then brought it back. Now he makes his charge. Gets around Jake Fetzner for a second. Ball is loose. There's a body gets dumped. And I believe it's Ben Boyer who's going to go off. There's the touch. And as the third period expires, the third quarter expires, it's 14-1. Starting the fourth, the Fighting Bees will have the man advantage once again. You're watching Missouri Valley College lacrosse on the Viking Sports Network. Getting ready to start the fourth and final frame as we await the stats. Once again, congratulations to the students of our Viking Sports Net crew, specifically Justin Schaefer, Chris Wallace, man cameras tonight, who earned a Missouri Broadcast Educators Association award for a multi-camera live event shoot. The award specifically was for the Missouri Valley College men's basketball broadcast that we did against the Baker University Wildcats back in November. That was the award winner. So the second time in 3 years, Missouri Valley College has won the multi-camera live event. So it's a program tradition at this point for Missouri Valley College, the live event multi-camera shoot. And Missouri Valley College sports and the Viking Sports Network is a large part of the mass communication department's success. And the students that are in at third quarter stats, Missouri Valley outshot St Ambrose 9-5 in that third period. Both teams made 3 saves. Both teams had 4 turnovers. Missouri Valley had 9 ground balls. St Ambrose with 6 in that period. Valley lost every face-off in that period. Clears, Valley was 7 of 10. St Ambrose 5 of 6. In that, the scoring third period, Owen Sorobi unassisted at 8:58, and then Ryan Barnes from Sorobi, an even strength goal, 5:22, was the only scoring of the third period. The Fighting Bees still waiting to come onto the field. A couple of them are on. The rest of the team still huddled around. Garrett Wimberly, the first-year coach of St. Ambrose, on that far sideline. Wimberly talked about building the program, providing some discipline, some structure, a lot of the things that he learned at VMI he wants to bring to St. Ambrose, and talked about the process. It's the same conversation, honestly, that I heard from Kevin Totaro 4 years ago in terms of what Missouri Valley College did in starting the lacrosse program. Aaron Totaro has had fantastic success, again coming in with a 53-9 record. NAI national runners-up a year ago, falling late in the national championship game. So high expectations from Kevin Totaro for his program. and what will be high expectations from Garrett Wimberly for that St. Ambrose program. Raved about his recruiting class before the start of the game that's coming in for next season, and he expects eventually big things to come from the work he is putting in. St. Ambrose had the trigger as we start the fourth quarter. They have a man advantage. Ben Boyer is off to the side, and he was flagged. For a cross check, and the Bees now get to Madrill. Madrill, right goal line extend. There's a pass across the face of the goal, and that gets turned aside. Still maintained by St. Ambrose. That shot's blocked by DeGrosse. There's a ball that's trying to be bounced, and that goes high. And St. Ambrose maintaining the tackle. It was a pass. It's tipped by Block. Two good saves by Austin DeGrosse, the freshman goaltender out of Popka, Florida, sorry. And here comes St. Ambrose. They get it. Oh, there's a pass. It's in the feet of Tom Parker. And Legg and Josh Bales exchange a couple words. Ball stays with St. Ambrose. Bales and Parker play catch. That's Bales with it now back to Parker. And here comes Andrew Legg. Gets a little pick from Bales. Out front now to number 42, Caleb Neff, who turns it over. And here comes Valley. Dan Block with it. Block running the middle of the field. Block feeds Smith. It was a low pass in Smith's feet, but Smith eventually comes up with it. And he will reset and gets it over to Carson Brzezinski, the junior out of Edmonton. Smith back with it. Brzezinski still has it. Brzezinski behind to Villarreal. Villarreal looking for someone right in front. Can't find anyone. He's going to try himself, and he shoots and scores. Malillan had the short side guarded pretty well, but the shot went far side. It went just under the elbow, and it's a 15-1 lead for Missouri Valley College. Jairus Villarreal, his first of the evening. He's a freshman out of Magnolia, Texas. And as I mentioned earlier, he kind of lives below the goal line. And he came out, fired a shot to the far side elbow. Malillan had that short side guarded pretty well. There was nothing going through there, but it went high over his left shoulder. And it's a 15-1 game, 15-1 lead for Missouri Valley College. And there's a shot and a score, and that's Alex Albrecht coming forward from his defensive position. And he did go short side on Malillan. And not a whole lot of time passed. 14 seconds after Villarreal scored. Alex Albrecht gets his first goal of the evening. And Albrecht, more known for the stick work he does as a defenseman in terms of knocking the ball free, gets it home. Another face-off win by Bales. And his pass goes to Madrill. Madrill working around Matt Heinzerling. 16-1, 12:45, fourth quarter. And there's a shot at front, and that's knocked away by Austin DeGrosse, and St. Ambrose maintains control. So for the Vikings. One of the things I mentioned at the top was balanced scoring and some scoring depth. I don't necessarily know that I expected goals from Andrew Legg and Alex Albrecht to be part of the scoring ensemble as the Fighting Bees work it around. There's a nice check from, looks like Luke Burridge, number 5, on the field now. As Madrill works it back to Pendergast. Pendergast is against Burridge as the Vikings are going to roll in some players who have not been on the field as much. Although there is Albrecht, the goal scorer, on defense, working over Caleb Neff. And Albrecht knocks it away. There's a feed forward to Brendan Gallagher, a little too tall, but he manages to get it right in front of Jack Smith, and he'll feed it over to Ryan Barnes. Barnes, boy, there's a play right there. Oh, what a save by Malillan. Villarreal was cutting. Good tic-tac-toe passing by the Vikings, but Malillan was right there to stop the Villarreal shot. And a great feed from Greg Ferrone. Vikings still have it, and that is Villarreal with it, who gets to Carson Brzezinski, and he's going to use a slight pick from Villarreal and go behind the net as Maciog watches him. There's a shot, and Carson Brzezinski puts it home. I think that went 5-hole, and it's now 17-1 with 10:36 to go. In the fourth, Carson Brzezinski gets his first goal of the evening. And continues to expand the scoring depth. And for Brzezinski, that's goal number 27 on the season. So again, talk balanced scoring. Ferrone came in with 30, he's got 3. Barnes came in with 30, he's got 3. Jack Smith came in with 11, he has 3. Brzezinski with 26, he's just on his first of the evening, so he's got 27. Owen Sorobi came in with 29, he has a hat trick, so he's got 32 now. Great scoring across, and there's a shot that no traffic in front, and it's DeGrosse who was able to snag that one pretty easily. Jack Smith has it. He's the moves into the offensive zone. And he will hold. Barnes walking toward him, and they'll hand it off, and there's Barnes, and they go their separate ways. He and Smith. Barnes right in front. Villarreal shot, and Malillan with the save. He passes it forward to Pendergast. Pendergast being chased by Smith, and Smith dumps him out of bounds. And there's a flag on the field. And I believe Smith, standing in the penalty box, is just going to stay in the penalty box, and he'll take a knee right there. And so St. Ambrose will have the man advantage. They've scored once on the man advantage. That was an Austin Adams goal back in the second quarter. And that passed. Caleb Neff didn't catch it cleanly. But Nick Cooper scoops it up, and he'll feed it to Matt Madrill. Madrill with it. Left side, they shoot and score. And that is, I believe, 32. Jared Morgan on this one. I'm almost positive it is 32. They keep congratulating him. So as much as I gave him credit for the first goal, he goes marching off, and it is now a 17-2 game with 9:25 to go. And we check out the live stream replay, and it looked like 32 Jared Morgan. So another face-off violation for Valley, and St. Ambrose gets it. And there's Pendergast being chased by Block. Block stick checks it away, and Pendergast loses it. And here come the Vikings. That's Gallagher. Nice pass and a wide shot by Block. Block got a lot on that, but it missed its mark to the left. Louis Malillan forward as the Bees get into the zone. Madrill couldn't catch it cleanly on the ground. DeAndre Parks fighting for it. And Logan Holloman also in on the fray, and it goes out, but St. Ambrose will maintain possession. Madrill working against Parks. Also in the field now, Cameron Kirby, number 43 for Missouri Valley. Block, watching Adams. Adams reverses it now to Jared Morgan. Morgan did get that second goal. And he's now 2 orange shirts on. I'm not sure he's aware of the second one. That is Cameron Kirby, was chasing him behind, but it gets away nicely. There's a feed right in front, and Adams shot it just wide. I'm not sure DeGrosse would have stopped that, but out it goes, and Valley will get possession as DeGrosse puts it on the ground. It's an open net if he doesn't scoop it up. Logan Holloman back. Ball still on the ground out in front. People hacking everywhere, and Holloman eventually just kind of croquets it out of bounds. The Bees will get control. Neff into Madrill, and kind of a bullet dodge there. As DeGrosse lost control, and that kind of pinballed its way through several crosses before being knocked out by Holloman. Adams and Tom Parker up top. Left side, they try to get something off, but couldn't get it there. It was deflected out in front. And number 19, Cody Giles with it now. He's from Magnolia, Texas, also with Villarreal. Smith a shot, and that's deflected high and wide by Malillan. Six and a half minutes to play in what has been an all Viking game. That ball's in the ground. And the Bees still don't have control of it. There's a ball loose in front, off a post. It hit the far post. And it stays with Valley. Yep, they're going to wave it. It didn't connect with anyone on St. Ambrose. It hit the post, the near side post on that shot, and ran out of bounds. And so St. Ambrose will get control. But Malillan was beat once again on the ball that was knocked up and then corralled and shot just off the mark. On the ground, turnover to Valley as Donnie Simon with it now. Feeds it. They get it back to goal. Simon's going to run off. Smith has it, and he'll get it back to Brandon Rice. And number 34, Aaron Longley, comes onto the field. Longley to Ferrone, now behind for Villarreal. There's Jack Smith. Smith to Rice, rather. Ben Boyer back on the field to Longley. And again, they're going to work the counterclockwise passing rotation. Here go a couple cutters. Boyer cutting in front, Longley cutting in front. Ferrone crosses. There's a shot. Traffic in front goes wide. I don't believe it got through. Valley will maintain possession. I think it was deflected out in front. I don't believe it got through on goal. Smith takes it behind. Now feeds out in front, and there's a pass that I'm not sure where that one was headed. Longley caught it and tried firing it, and it went just a bit high and outside. Ball behind. Smith faking, holding, turns, shoots. That gets knocked away, and Smith catches it about the football 25-yard line. And he'll get it back to Brandon Rice, and Rice is going to run back to the V and will charge forward. Rice around one person, gets triple teamed and tries a feed. It goes wide. Villarreal could not get it, and it goes over to St Ambrose. And then Jake Fetzner with it. Gets a nice check from, couple checks. He gets knocked down, and a flag is going to be thrown on Brandon Rice for a trip. Rice not especially happy. Jake Fetzner, I'm sure, with his spill onto the turf, not especially happy either. But Rice is going to go off, and another man advantage for St Ambrose. It was Smith with the first check. That one was okay. It was the second one from Rice that spilled Fetzner, the senior out of Crystal Lake, Illinois, who's listed at 6 foot and 200 pounds. So it was some blow that knocked him over. And once again, St. Ambrose with the man advantage. Left side, running it back up top, looks for a cutter, and then there's Nick Cooper. Cooper over to Madrill. Madrill looking for that left-handed shot. Catches, Pakes, right in front. There's a shot, save! And ball on the ground. DeAndre Parks covered it. DeGrosse covered it. And a good chance for St. Ambrose, but Valley came up with the stop. Villarreal with it. Now far side. It looks like number 4 for Missouri Valley, Alex Berry, a freshman out of Williston, Vermont. Smith behind the net with it, looking in front, holds. Gets a little bit of check, now gets double team. Smith still with it, puts it on, and Malillan with the save. High pass, and it goes right to Dan Block, and Block feeds it ahead to Rice, who is back on the field. Smith with it now. Smith, a pass to Brzezinski, does Ben Boyer. Barry to Villarreal, and there's Jack Smith again. Longley, he heads toward the front. Rice on a charge from that right point. Now finds Smith, a high pass. Smith goes up, shoots, and he scores. Not much reaction in front, but Jack Smith puts it home. It's an 18-2 game, and 2:05 remains in the contest. Jack Smith found the seam and put it by. Had Malillan going to his right, Got it just inside the net, the post. And for Jack Smith, that is his 4th goal this evening. And it comes with 2:05 to play. 18-2 is our score. And a little do-si-do from the face-off circle, as that's Caleb Hippensteel, a freshman from Apopka, Florida, who took the draw that time. Villarreal over to Smith. And Valley running players off and on again as Jake Berg goes off. Barnes will cradle it. He feeds it over to number 24, Darian Orellana. First time I've called his name tonight. And with less than 90 seconds to play, Orellana will bring it to the V and then cover. Here's a feed to Barnes. Tried going to his left. There's a shot. Oh, what a score. Alex Berry took a tumble on a check from a St Ambrose defenseman. Still went top shelf with it, and it's now 19-2. The feed right in front. Berry gets knocked down by Burton, and
by number 4, Alex Berry.
this Valley team, only 2 seniors on the team. It's a youngish team. A lot of juniors, good contingent from Farmington, Minnesota, but good youth. And in terms of program building, a lot of strength still to come for this Viking team. And it's on display every game. And here comes Valley once again, less than a minute to go. Smith, a feed is what cutting Berry. Berry couldn't catch, it was just a little bit behind him. But good vision by Smith to see it. Again, just not quite there. Boyer almost threw it to Jake Berg, who was running off. Berry now, Villarreal behind. Over to Smith. Smith, again, fantastic trigger person. We'll get up top to Ryan Barnes. 30 seconds left. Barnes on a rush. Barnes gets a shot. Villarreal couldn't get it home, and Mulillan has it. And they'll work it ahead to Max Olsenti, freshman out of Claremont, Florida. And with 10 seconds, fewer than 10 seconds to go, 6.6 on the clock, the ball gets turned over. Here comes Valley on a rush. Berry wheels it back. Barnes with a shot. And the final seconds, Mulillan turned it aside. But we are now final. 19-2 is the final score. And again, balanced scoring throughout the course of the night. I'll give you the final stats here in a second as soon as I get them for the game totals as we go through. So the Vikings improve to 10-1 of the season, 4-0 in the KCAC. St Ambrose will fall at 2-11 and 0-4. The scoring started in the very first period on a goal from Owen Sorobi. That came at 14:10 of the first. That was unassisted. Greg Ferrone got the second goal in the inning with the assist from Jack Smith. At 7:07 of the first, Ben Boyer from Ferrone made it 3-0. 5:52, Owen Sorobi, his first unassisted, made it 4-0. And Jack Smith, his first of the game from Ryan Barnes, made it 5-0 after one. Second period, an onslaught of goals for Missouri Valley College. Jack Smith at 14:30, unassisted. Greg Ferrone from Carson Brzezinski at 13:13. Brandon Rice, 12:14, unassisted. 11:37, Smith again from Owen Sorobi. At 4:30, Andrew Legg, unassisted. At 2 minutes, St Ambrose got on the board. up a man, Austin Adams from Tom Parker. They made it 10-1. MVC went back with a pair of goals from Ryan Barnes. One 113 and one at 38 seconds remaining in the period. Third period goals, Owen Sorobi unassisted, made it 13-1. Barnes from Sorobi at 5:22 made it 14-1. And then fourth quarter scoring, Villarreal at 13-12. Alex Albrecht at 12:58. Carson Brzezinski at 10:36. Jack Smith at 2:05. And Alex Berry at 1:12 of the fourth quarter. So, once again, our final tonight is 19-2. For our entire live stream crew, I want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by the Mass Communication Department of the Communications, Humanities, and Human Services Division of Missouri Valley College for the private use of our audience. Any retransmission or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Missouri Valley College is prohibited. A final reminder, we'd like to thank Marshall, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing transportation to the road games, especially during football and basketball season, for Ken Chiava and Joe Wall as they make their way around the Heart of America Conference. This KCAC game won by Missouri Valley College 19-2. For Mateus Marino directing, our technical director, Jimena Padilla, our camera people, Chris Wallace, Justin Schaefer, Juliana Doyle on graphics. I'm Chaz Manick saying good night from Missouri Valley College.